Hey everyone, welcome back to the Encrypted Capital Recap for Tuesday, May 25th. First off, wanted to share this video with you that I found from Panama Crypto. Absolutely epic. Welcome to crypto. This is exactly what you can expect. And only the people that hold on to their coins during this crazy ride will become wealthy. Otherwise, you will become whale food. Do not give up your cheap coins to the whales. Very, very important. Next up, want you guys to check out our Twitter. I responded to Mark Cuban after yesterday's video. This was when he talked about, in case you missed it, he said that he thinks this is the great unwind where traders borrow ETH, use ETH to borrow stable coins, and then use that to find a high APY pair and then basically stake these coins until they get liquidated because Ethereum drops and then they have to pay back their money. That was the reason he said was for the crash, and he's absolutely wrong. I replied to him. I said this crash has very little to do with people borrowing money to earn APY on staked coins. Although a clever way to try and mask billionaires and institutions dumping on the retail investors, this is a classic Wyckoff distribution pattern, absolutely textbook. And I'm very happy to see that I found this gentleman over here. Where is he at? Right over here. This gentleman's name is Uncomplication. You guys should go check him out and subscribe. I'm going to play this video for you because he posted this on April 25th. And this is exactly what we've been talking about the entire time, while these billionaires try to play it off like it's some other reason, like it's not them dumping on everybody. This guy nailed it right on the head and basically mimicked exactly what we said, only he charted it out. So I'm going to play this for you guys so you can see what we're talking about here. Very, very important. Please pay attention. You guys can see exactly what manipulation is taking place in these markets. Here we go.
This is an executed and planned campaign that is run by the controlling interests that dominate the supply. So throughout all of 2020, when we were in that huge accumulation, we had large parties that were controlling the supply, and all of this bull run has been a textbook execution of a Wyckoff distribution. So let me explain this to you, because the thing again to keep in mind is that this is done intentionally to deceive the public and to take the most money from uninformed investors and retail traders. That is exactly why this schematic was developed. This was developed by a man named Richard Wyckoff, who in the 1920s and 30s was so pissed off at the rich interests controlling the market and, as he says, fleecing the public, that he wanted to educate the common investor on how these markets are actually run. And I think with the welcoming of the institutions into the crypto space, they're here. And now it's time for us to wisen up and understand what Richard Wyckoff was trying to educate the public back in the 1920s about how these interests move the market and what they're actually doing. So let's go through this 2020 bull run. I mean, you can see here these two graphs, everything from, this first move, the PSY to the BC up to the UTAD, and how it correlates exactly with this schematic of Wyckoff's distribution. So let's talk about each of these moves and why they happened, what they do psychologically, and how this whole thing plays out so that the controlling interests benefit the most on the way up and then on the way down.
All right, so that's just a glimpse into how this whole distribution works. I'm going to link the video in the description so you guys can watch it yourself and check it out. Very, very important to know how these markets work and how they are manipulated. And if you know how they work, you can use them to your advantage and make a killing. So check it out. What do we got next here? So again, with Bitcoin, very top, Coinbase IPO, and then immediately fell flat on its face. And then here is your Wyckoff distribution pattern with Mark Cuban saying that it's because people are borrowing ETH to stake stable coins. which is absolutely idiotic because I barely know anybody doing that in the first place. Also wanted to mention, you guys need to check out our YouTube channel and subscribe if you haven't already. I've been ripping on Elon and Mark Cuban since before it was cool. All the way back here, at least a month ago. Talk about pomp, fooling the retail traders. I dive into all of it. I've even been talking about Elon since way back here, like months ago. The Elon doggy pump, I've covered it all, so check it out. You guys will not be disappointed. All right, next up, what do we got? Most cryptocurrencies are worthless, St. Louis Federal Reserve President says. Absolutely agree. Most of these assets are useless. In a recent interview with Yahoo Finance, James Bullard, CEO and president of the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, shared his thoughts about the growing trend of cryptocurrencies. The central banker admitted that those digital assets, which have the ability to facilitate transactions that are difficult to make in conventional currencies, are suitable to stand alongside fiat currencies. What does that sound like? Digital assets that have the ability to facilitate transactions that are difficult to make in conventional currencies. That sounds exactly like XRP and XLM. You have tens of thousands of assets at this point, which are absolutely worthless. They have no utility, no use case, which is very important that you find the right ones. Find the projects that have been around for a long time, that have staying power, with great teams behind them. He says, on the other hand, there are too many crypto assets and the majority of them are useless. We have a couple of thousands of these around and most of them are worthless. Absolutely agree. Find suppressed assets that no one is talking about that are solving a real problem. You will make an absolute killing if you do so. What else do we got? This from CNBC, Scott Minerd. He says a new and superior form of crypto will come along to become the dominant one. He also sees gold and silver spiking as cryptocurrencies remain volatile. I agree with him on this. I do see gold and silver spiking along with cryptocurrencies. I think that generally speaking, XRP in particular and silver have a very similar chart pattern. I can't play this video because I'll probably get a copyright strike, but this little portion down here, Minerd says, think AOL, Yahoo when it comes to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Very, very accurate. Just because Bitcoin, aka AOL, was the first mover does not mean that it's going to hold its top at the mountain. It seems to me that you're going to have other cryptocurrencies like XRP and XLM will become the Google of the crypto space. And Amazon, the XRP of this space. And he kind of dives into it a little bit here, so I'll link this in the description below so you guys can hear what he says. I do think he makes some very valid points, surprisingly enough, coming from CNBC of all places. Next up, I want to remind you guys, subscribe to our Encrypted Capital newsletter. Very, very active on this. We have a free version and a paid version where we go through what we're buying if you're paying. You guys can see where our heads are at in our portfolio and what we're thinking about purchasing next. Sleeper coins, and all sorts of really great info. Send out a bunch of charts, and it's very, very valuable, I think. And so if you guys subscribe, you can at least get the free version. If you don't want to do the paid version, where we send out the top headlines along with some top performers and then our overall market outlook for the day. So check it out. You got nothing to lose. It's free. If you want to support the channel, consider getting the paid subscription. As you can see, basically every day we're pumping out content. Oftentimes multiple times a day. So check it out. Next up, we got Max Kaiser got it right. Ray Dalio now owns Bitcoin. Ray Dalio, much like the majority of the cryptocurrency world, believes that Bitcoin will fare better than bonds in an inflationary era like the one we're in right now. The narrative that Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation has yet to be proven in practice, but the economic theory is sound. Provided a sustained level of demand, a reduction in supply will inevitably lead to a price increase. Again, talking about manipulation, this gentleman is a billionaire, Ray Dalio, Bridgewater Associates. Guy manages billions of dollars for people. Absolute killer in the markets here. His net worth, $20 billion. It says Ray Thomas Dalio is an American billionaire, investor, and hedge fund manager who has served as co-chief investment officer of the world's largest hedge fund, Bridgewater Associates, since 1985. You think this guy's getting in when Bitcoin's 15x? I highly, highly doubt it. I think this gentleman is much, much smarter than that. And I have a feeling he's tied to a bunch of other billionaires. And it's very hard for me to believe that this guy would just be getting in now when Bitcoin is literally up 15x from the low last year. It makes absolutely zero sense to me. I could be wrong, but an investor of this caliber getting into an asset that is completely exhausted in gains, in my opinion, I cannot imagine he thinks there's much room left to go to the upside. I would have to tend to think that this guy's been here for a while and is just now making his presence known. And that's just my take on it. You have to have the contrarian mindset when you see these billionaires talking about getting into crypto now at these price points. And it's at this point that I would think that they would be exiting their Bitcoin positions if they already haven't. And they will be funneling them into Ethereum and other alternative assets that have been suppressed. It makes zero sense to me that these billionaires would be buying an asset this high up. These guys know that all of your money is made when you enter a position. You do not enter a position at the very top of the market. You know, it would, to me, that would discredit Ray Dalio if he's actually doing this, buying the top of a market. It's my opinion. This dude would have had to have been here for a very long time. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit if we're going all the way back to like 2017. You know, this guy's buying something that's up 15x this year. Come on. Got to have the contrarian mindset when you see these billionaires coming out. They do not have the retail traders' best interest in mind. Speaking of billionaires, Elon Musk. Now my computer's being slow. Elon Musk once again changes his tune on Bitcoin mining. Go figure, bipolar Elon. The Tesla and SpaceX CEO tweeted late Monday, awesome, that he spoke with Bitcoin miners in North America and they committed to publish current and planned renewable usage. Do not buy anything this guy is selling one bit. Probably the reason for a little bit of a rebound here in the markets. You cannot trust these guys. Do not trust Elon Musk. Do not trust Ray Dalio or any of these gentlemen. They're all friends and they're out to take your money because they will not be selling their positions to other billionaires. They have to sell it to the retail traders, and you guys need to swim with them, not get eaten by the whales. Very, very important. We say this all the time, and I will pound this until the day this YouTube channel is finished. Do not listen to these guys. So with that being said, I hope I've educated you a little bit in how the Wyckoff distribution pattern works. Check out the rest of that guy's video. Very, very important to understanding these markets. I hope you guys all have a great day. And don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Drop us a like, comment, subscribe, share the videos, get this stuff out there. Save your fellow man from making the mistakes that many retail traders will make during this next bull run. We'll catch you in the next one.